Hello everyone. Today in this video I'm going to explain that how to install the chat system in Laravel 9 application. So basically Laravel 9 is the latest version of Laravel and we are going to install this chat system into our latest version, right? And I'm going to walk through all of the process, that how to create the pusher account, how to install the UI kit into this project, and how to run this chat system in our application. So we are going to start with the fresh installation of Laravel, and I'm going to walk through all of the process. So before this I have created this video 2 years ago, and this one become more popular and people are really interested to watch this video, that how to install the chat system. And you can check that there are 413 likes on this video and there are 27,000 views, and there are much more comments, right? That's why I have decided to shoot more videos which is about latest version of Laravel. So I'm going to install this. Before this I have installed this with the Laravel UI package, and now I'm going to install with the Breeze, which is latest starter kit edit in the Laravel 8, and we are going to now install this in the Laravel 9. So let's get started. So here this is the Chatify official documentation. So you need to follow all of the steps from there, and then you need to install your application and then add your stuff into the application. So before this we are going to move into the application stuff. So here you need to first create the application. So I have created this with the composer. So I named this chat system in Laravel. So I created this before because I want to save your time. So here I'm going to switch to this directory, so chat system in Laravel, and I'm shooting most of my playlists. I'm shooting them in the live environment because people can understand that where I'm doing some mistakes, so they can understand that what's the mistake and how to find its solution on the Stack Overflow or some other website. So here I'm going to also open this in the code editor. So I'm using the VS Code, so you can open your project in whatever text editor you are using. So here I'm going to now start my process. So our very first process is we need to install the Chatify system. So this one is very first step. You need to create the pusher account, but I'm not going to do this. I'm going to tell you that why we need this, and I will explain that what's the stage where you can get that your pusher is not properly installed, so how you can make sure that it's not properly installed. So that's why I'm shooting this after a few steps. So first I'm going to install this into my project. So just to open the command terminal here and paste this out. So here let me clear this out and paste it, and just enter, and it's going to install like a charm, right? So wait for a moment to complete this process, and yes, it's installing. And here your next step is you need to install the Chatify, right? So here we are pulling this from the from using this by using this composer, and this step we are going to install this, right? So yes, it's now generating the files. It's pulled from the repository and generating the files. Okay, so it's almost done, and I'm going to paste my command here, and yes, it's properly installed. So let's paste this command and install the Chatify, and yes, now it's installed and it's published these files. So you can view them from where it's published, from where and from which location it's going to publish, and where it's published this file. So you can go to your database/migration. So it's added this these 2 or 3 migrations. I will show you in a minute. And then you need to migrate your database. So here I'm going to migrate my database, but make sure that your app is connected with your database. So here just go to the env application, and I'm going to name this Laravel chat system. I have not created this database, so I'm going to copy this and save this env file, and here I'm using the XAMPP, so you can use whatever tool. It's not a tool, basically it's a base manager, and I created the database name as whatever. I created this Laravel chat system, right? And I'm going to now run here php artisan migrate, and I'm going to migrate my application default to this migration, and these dark messages, add messages, favorite, and stuff like that, these tables. So now if I go here and let's get refresh, so this will contain tables of this Chatify, and yes, so now it's added this ch favorite, which is going to record the favorite. If we started any message, it's going to track this. So here it will record the messages, and then in the user it's also added some columns. So this one is active, status, avatar, and dark mode, and messenger color, and stuff like that. That's good. Okay, so now what's our next step? Next step, you need to configure them here, but we are in the higher version from this 5.4, that's why we don't need to add this. Laravel will auto discover this using discovery package. Okay, that's it. And then you need to visit this Chatify, right? Before this, I'm going to run this project php artisan serve, okay, and I'm going to open this Chatify. So basically it's going to throw us an error. So first let me open the home page of our application, and yes, it's opened. And if I visit this Chatify, because it's mentioned that if you want to open the chat system, you need to visit this Chatify, it's mentioned here, right? So I'm going to open this out, and it's going to throw that login not defined error. And yes, it's throwing the login route not defined. Why it's throwing? Because this Chatify routes are protected with the auth middleware, which is checking that user is logged in or not. So that's why we did not install our any of the login page and starter kit. So that's why it's behaving like this. So now I'm going to install the starter kit, and then I'm going to run this out. So let's go here. So Laravel provide us a lot of starter kits, Laravel UI kits, Laravel Breeze, React with Breeze, and Next, and stuff like that, and there is Jetstream and stuff like that. But I'm going to install this with the Laravel Breeze. So just to pull this Laravel Breeze first, go to the project, and here I'm going to install this Breeze. Okay, after this you need to install if you want to install this with the Tailwind CSS, you need to run this out like this, and then these steps. But if you want to install this in the Vue.js application or React.js, we need to type Vue or React here, and then you need to perform these operation, and that's it. And by the way, these are about server-side rendering, but we are in the Laravel 9, so we don't need these ones. Okay, so after this it's generating the autoload files, and here I'm going to now I pulled this Laravel Breeze, and I'm going to now install this Breeze. So let's go here and wait for a moment to complete this process, and I'm going to install this out. And yes, it's almost done, and let's wait, and yes, it's done. So let's paste your command and just install it. So it's going to quickly install this Breeze, and just go here, and then you need to run the php artisan migrate. But in our case, we don't need to run this php artisan migrate, because when we install the Chatify migration, we executed this step, so we don't need to install do this, because it will we will show the message that nothing to migrate. That's why I'm going to install this npm run dev here. So it's still not started this Breeze installation, so let's wait for a moment to complete this process, and I'm coming back. Okay, it's take some time. So oh yes, it's completed, so it's almost done. And so let me paste this command. Before this, basically it's going to now building the assets. So let's go to the public directory. It's created the build. It will create the build directory here because it's transforming our assets using this Vite config. So basically Vite is a new asset bundler which is added in the Laravel 9.18, right? And yes, it's compiled all the files and added them into this build directory. If you are not familiar with the Vite.js, so you can watch my videos from my channel. So my channel name is Career Development Lab, and I'm shooting different playlists on the Laravel, Laravel helpers, XAMPP, or deploy Laravel app on the server with real environment. Most of the playlists I shooted them in the real environment, that whenever I'm coding I'm not going to skip any of the steps. Okay, bootstrap dashboard with Vite. So I have before this Vite with Laravel. So if you want to install the Laravel in the using bootstrap, you want to install the bootstrap with Vite, so you need to watch this series where the first video contain the bootstrap and then second contain that how you can install the Vite using Vue and then React and Breeze and stuff like that. So this one contains 7 videos, so you can check them out. And after this I have created full series on it, that how you can create how you can compile your all of the themes file using this Vite.js. By the way, I have more playlist on the Laravel design pattern, where you can learn that how you can structure your large application, right? jQuery with Ajax call, set up VS Code for Laravel. So if you are a Laravel developer, you should must watch this series, because in this series I explain that how to add the icons for the Laravel project, like I'm appearing, my icons are appearing here, right? And how to add the namespace at the top automatically, how to go to any of the files, and there are much more things. So Laravel PDF series, where you can generate advanced level queries from scratch to advanced. Laravel 9 course, if you are native in Hindi, so you can watch my this course, but if you are an English speaker, so you can watch my Laravel this course, Laravel step-by-step guide, where I started from scratch to advanced. Integrate admin dashboard in Laravel. This is also in the live environment. Advanced Laravel emails, where you can send the email based on the administrator role, and you can also send the email based on activated themes. So administrator can activate different theme, and this email will be sent from the different one. HTTP client, where you can learn that how RESTful APIs work, how to create them in the test them in the Postman, and then how to switch them to the Laravel application. And there are much more things, stripes and full calendar.js, so don't forget to check them out. So now let's come to our topic. Our topic is we are installing this, and then after this I'm going to install this npm install. And yes, it's saying that npm is not a file. Why? Because my npm path is not set. So I'm going to run this here. So it's going to run this out from this terminal, and yes, it's installing this out. And after this you need to run this npm run dev, and it will now going to install this, and npm run dev, it's going to compile our files. So let's go, and yes, it's done. So npm run dev, but I think we don't need this because we already compiled our files. But if in your case, if you are showing the error that Vite manifest not found, so you can run this npm run dev or npm run build. So it will compile your all of the files and add them into the public directory, but in our case it's added already, right? So here I'm going to now visit this home page of my application. So it's going to contain the login and register route, and yes, we have a login and a register route, and yes, these are working properly, right? And now let's go here, and we need the first I'm going to show you that what's the error. So now we need to register a new user in our application. For now we don't have any user, so I'm going to register myself, Dayat Niazi, and here I'm going to type contact@cdlcell.com. so you can send your queries on this email. So this is our official email, and if you want to build any of the projects, so you can also watch our, you can contact us through our website, which is cdlcell.com, and you can get the benefit from our top rated clients, not clients, it's employees. Okay, so I registered this out, and yes, now we are logged in successfully, and I'm going to now visit the Chatify here. So Chatify, and yes, now it's opening the Chatify messenger and it's loading the home page, and yes, now it's loaded properly and it's working like a charm. But remember that it's saying that no internet access. Why it's showing this out? Because it's showing due to we did not edit the pusher keys into our application. So let's add the pusher keys. So just go here and sign up here and create the pusher account, right? So I clicked on sign up, and here I'm going to visit through with the I'm going to sign up through with the Google. I'm not going to sign up and stuff like that. So let's click on this Johnny PK. Okay, and yes, it's redirecting me in the dashboard and yes, it's throwing that welcome. And here I'm going to create it's created this account already containing some apps. Whenever you are creating this out, so it will show a button here that you can create the application. So I'm going to basically click on this manage, and just in your case it will display the like this create app. So I'm going to define this chat app in Laravel 9, right? Okay, so just to simply create this one. I'm not going to play around with these things because I need the API keys. So just to save this one, and yes, it's almost done. And yes, and here you need to one more thing. So let's go to the app setting, and it's also mentioned here in the installation of this app. So let's go to the first tab. In the first tab, it's properly telling us that you need to enable the client event must be enabled for the application. So let's go here and just enable them. So you need to turn on this enable clients event, otherwise your events are not going to work. And then you need to click on this API keys, and here I'm going to pull the API's keys. And this video is going bigger, but I'm explaining each and everything in live environment, so that's why it's taking some time. So just go to the env file and paste your pusher keys here. So here I'm going to add the I key, and then this one would be the secret, and this one is the cluster, and remain everything other would be empty or pre-filled, right? So now let's go to your Chatify messenger, and now it's going to display us a message that connected with the internet and something like this. Okay, and yes, now it says that connected, right? So in this way you can set up your pusher keys link with this account, right? So if I go here and search this that it's not going to search this out because I'm logged in, so it's not going to display my profile, so it's wrong. So that's why it's not displaying. So here I'm going to create the Zafar Fahim, and email would be the chu Zafar Fahim @yahoo.com, right? And then I'm going to create a password for this one, but I need the password encrypted password, so that's why I'm going here and copying the Hidayat Niazi password. So this one contains 128. Okay, so just copy this one and paste this out here, not this one. Let me go there and copy it properly. Okay, it's still copying this, so let me select this and copy this again. So paste this out, and then you don't need to do anything, so just to visit this out, go. Basically I'm creating a separate user, and I'm going to start the chat between these users. So here I'm going to open an incognito tag where I'm going to open the Zafar Fahim stuff. Okay, So here I'm going to type localhost system and then Chatify. So it will redirect me on the login page. So I'm going to provide the login credential of CH Zafar Fahim, and then password would be 128, and then click on this login. And yes, it's redirected me on the Chatify, and here I'm going to do the conversation with the Hidayat, right? Hidayat. And yes, now Hidayat is appeared because I'm logged in with the Zafar Fahim. So here I'm going to send a message. So it's loading without any page refresh, right? So that is a amazing feature. Okay, so here I'm going to send the hi Hidayat. Okay, now this message is sent 1 second ago. It's displaying everything properly, and it's also going to check that there would be a double tick if I'm online. So just to move this like here in the short window, I'm going to open the second one here, Chatify, right? So here it's now displaying that 3 seconds ago, and if I go here and close this out, and if I open this out, right, it's going to update me that that Niazi opened this SMS. So let's wait for a moment to load it properly. So here, yes, now displaying that Hidayat Niazi read this SMS, right? So hi Fahim, how are you, right? And I'm going to send a file to Zafar Fahim. So just to choose this own article logo, and no, I'm not going to send this out. I'm going to send this out serial transparent image, and this will be sent to the Zafar Fahim as you are sending this through the Facebook or WhatsApp. And yes, it's sent, and it's loading this, it's previewing this image in a few seconds. If I go here, and yes, it's also checking that I'm typing something or not. If I click on this, and yes, it's not appearing this image. Why? Because you need to do one more step here, which is not mentioned here in the documentation, but you need to mention this PHP artisan storage link. So basically it's going to link your public storage with the link already exist, but why it's not loading the images? Okay, I figure out that what's the issue. So let's go to your project, and here just go to your project, and this one is basically loading the images from this local host, right? So if I go here and so now let's click on any of the image and type open image in new tab, and here just going to load the not port here, right? So just to add the port, and it's going to work. And where it's loading from? It's loading from here. So just type 8000 here, and then give it a refresh. So this one is now going to work, and also give it a refresh here. So this one is also going to load the images, right? Okay, let's take eye on this. So let me close some other tabs like this, and yes, it's now opening these images. So it means that now our images are also working fine. So if I visit this out, so now if I go here and search this as Hidayat, so it's going to load these images as well as here, right? So here and yes, now these images are loaded here. So here I'm going to change some color. I'm going to change this overall theme of this Hidayat Niazi dashboard, and yes, it's now changed. And you can change whatever, you can change this color, or you can also enable this dark mode. So it's totally upon you, right? And yes, now it's going to apply the dark mode on this user, not the Zafar Fahim, right? So that's why this is very amazing if you need the chat system in your application. And yes, now it's updated with the dark background, right? So here in this way you can install this Chatify system. So here I'm going to type Zafar Fahim. So you can also delete this conversation. So just click on this, it's going to delete this conversation from your chat tab. So in this way you can install the Laravel chat system in your application, and if you are facing any of the issues, so you can comment them on this video. So I will try to answer these queries within 24 hours and I will fix your issue. So hope you like this video, and if you like this video, please share your feedback that how much you like this video, and if you want to learn some topic which is unclear, so shoot this in the comments. So I will try to shoot this in my upcoming schedule. So also subscribe the YouTube channel and stay tuned for daily videos. So I will meet you in the next one. Bye bye guys.